Hey there, and welcome. Today we're going to tackle a massive challenge that so many organizations face, managing the perceived value of IT. It's all about shifting that view of the IT department from, just a cost center to the strategic, innovative partner it really is. All right, let's jump right in.
So let's just cut to the chase with a really honest question. Is your IT department a strategic partner that's helping drive the business forward? Or is it seen more like a plumber? Absolutely essential when there's a leak, but definitely not someone you'd invite to a big strategy meeting. This question, it really gets to the heart of the entire problem.
And that problem is all about perception. Because, let's be real, so often IT's most crucial work is completely invisible. It's the digital plumbing that just works. And because it works so well, its incredible value often goes totally unseen by the rest of the company.
This is probably the best analogy for it. Think about IT like your electricity or your water. You flick a switch, the lights come on. You don't really think about the massive complex power grid behind it or all the engineers keeping it running 24/7. You only, and I mean only, notice it when the power goes out.
And look, this isn't just about hurt feelings. This kind of poor perception has real painful consequences. When leadership sees IT as just another utility bill, what happens? Budgets get slashed, and that leads to outdated technology that makes everyone's job harder. It means you can't properly fund essential cybersecurity, and, what's worse, you really struggle to attract the top-tier talent you need to actually innovate. It's a really vicious cycle.
Which brings us to a super critical point. In business, perception pretty much is reality. If there's low trust, brilliant ideas from the IT team, they just get ignored. But when trust is high, IT gets a seat at the main table where it can help shape the entire company's strategy. That's why the stakes here are just so high.
Now, on the flip side, when IT is seen in a positive light, the benefits are huge. Trust starts to build between departments. IT's work becomes perfectly aligned with what the business is trying to achieve. And, this is a big one, when users trust IT, they actually use the new tools and solutions that get rolled out. The ultimate prize? Decision makers feel confident investing in IT, which means better resources for everybody.
So how do we fix this whole mess? Well, the solution really starts with redefining what IT's value actually means. It's all about shifting the conversation away from just keeping the lights on and toward proving real, strategic impact.
So this is the new definition we should all be working with. Perceived IT value. It isn't about servers or software updates. No, it's the measurable contribution IT makes to hitting business goals, to making life better and easier for every single user, and to pushing the entire company forward with new ideas and innovation.
You can think of this value as being built on three pillars that are all connected. The biggest piece of the pie, a full 50%, is about delivering direct business outcomes. But you can't ignore the user experience. That's a huge chunk too. And of course, there's IT's role in sparking innovation. They're all part of the same puzzle. And you absolutely have to deliver on all three to really change perceptions.
Okay, let's get into the how-to. The first big step is to intentionally bridge that gap that so often exists between the IT department and, well, everyone else. It's all about changing the conversation. This right here, this is the single most important communication shift you can possibly make. You have to stop leading with the technical jargon, the features, the specs. Instead, start and end every single conversation with the business impact. What problem did this solve? What goal did we help achieve? How did this make the business stronger?
And here's exactly what that translation looks like. Trust me, your sales team doesn't get excited about a new CRM system, but I guarantee you they get very excited about increasing revenue by 20%. You didn't just enhance system processing, no, you increased team productivity by 25%. This isn't just playing with words, this is learning to speak the language the rest of the business actually understands and cares about.
Now, building this kind of partnership takes real deliberate effort. It all starts with creating a shared understanding, maybe through workshops, so everyone is on the same page. From there, you set up clear lines of communication with regular check-ins and shared goals. The secret sauce is defining shared metrics, so you know you're all pulling in the same direction. And this all leads to joint planning, where IT and the business are literally building the future together as partners. Okay, let's move on to the final piece of this puzzle, and you'll see how this all builds on itself. Talking the talk is one thing.
but you have to walk the walk. The absolute best way to shift perception for good is to make your value totally tangible with cold, hard data. And the process is actually pretty straightforward. First, you work with business leaders to figure out the key performance indicators, the KPIs, that actually matter to them. Second, you get systematic about collecting the data to track your performance against those KPIs. And third, you report that performance in a way that's clear and visual, usually with executive dashboards that anyone could understand in just a few seconds.
Because here's the thing. When you start measuring what truly matters to the business, the results are often, well, they're staggering. They don't just tell a story, they prove your strategic importance beyond any doubt. So let's take a look at what the data shows is really possible here.
By getting strategic and analyzing workflows, IT initiatives can lead to a mind-blowing 80% increase in efficiency. And by using data to pinpoint where things are going wrong, IT can slash operational costs by as much as 65%.
By tailoring services to how customers actually behave, IT can directly boost customer satisfaction scores by a whopping 75%.
And this is the holy grail. In today's market, using these kinds of data-driven insights can give a company a 90% competitive advantage. Now see, those aren't IT stats. Those are business-defining results.
So the crucial takeaway here is that this is not a one-and-done project. Not at all. Managing perceived value is an ongoing discipline. It demands constant alignment with business goals, continuous communication about the impact you're having, and deep collaboration with every single part of the organization.
And that really brings us to the end. The big idea is this. You have the power to change this perception. It all starts by reframing the conversation from cost to value. So I'll just leave you with this one question to chew on. What's the one conversation you can start tomorrow that will begin to change how IT is valued in your organization? Thanks for joining me.